are we doing this evening? We're going to get into a little bit of Cyberpunk. I've been playing it for 15 hours. Found a lot of bugs, and we're going to go in, see how it looks, get our settings set up. I don't want to do any kind of spoilers. I'm going to be looking around at things. Graphics are set to custom. I'll put this to high. Field of view is 90. Sorry, I might be yelling because the audio is really high. Change the sound on this to 50%. There we go. Everything's on really high values. Highs and ultra. I have ray tracing at ultra. Everything on. I have DLSS at quality so we could have the highest texture resolutions possible. And that is the way we're going to go. I'm going to continue on with my game, but I'm not going to play the game. I'm just going to kind of quickly look at the quality of the game and see how the RTX, the ray tracing, is looking. So I'm in a room. Sadly, this quest will not complete for me. It's bugged. It's saying I need to get a ping quick hack, which I don't have. I don't know why I called it pin. Guess I'm used to pin codes. In my inventory, and we go to the all. I already have the pin, so it's not going to give it to me, which is just a bug in the game. There are a bunch of quests you can't complete right now because they just didn't fix them. This dude, I think you can rub your butt against him.
Don't rub me!
Yeah, you can rub your butt against him and he'll walk away. Sometimes he'll go over to the chair, or sometimes he'll just walk out the front door. Rub ourselves against him some more. No, he's not gonna. He doesn't care. The RTX, the ray tracing in this room is really cool. The only bad thing is you can't see reflections of some characters doing things. You can't see a reflection of yourself. You can see a reflection of some characters, but she's standing between those two lamps, and in the reflection she's not there. So there's some problems with the reflections in the game. Let's rub ourselves against this dude again. Anyway, you get a vignette when you crouch, and then when you come back up, the vignette goes away, and then you can see the reflections off the floor here. You can see it cutting off on certain tiles. Right here you see the purple from the lamp and the white from the sign. But if you walk closer, you can see it cut off. So that looks like a erroneous texture, but it could be on purpose, saying that these special tiles are wet and these over here are not. But that looks like an error to me. It works on some tiles. I don't think we can have the purple coming across at this angle but RTX, or the ray tracing, should be shining off this chair. It looks like this chair is not set up for ray tracing properly, unless they ramped it back some. They set up the values incorrectly. The table looks good. If you look across the table itself, well, we're only checking out a room in this game. You can see that they've done some specular on this table for scratches and so forth, which is kind of cool. Trying to see, I mean, it's hard to tell with some of the textures here how lighting would work. Got red lamps above. They're reflecting some of the red lamps here. Just seeing how this works out, how this texture shows up in a light with RTX. It's not reflecting the red light off the back wall. It's going to gray as we look down. As we look up, it starts reflecting it. So the ray tracing is not working properly here on these textures at all. Unless there's some kind of calculation that I'm not aware of, this should not be occurring. So it looks like there's some kind of, because you can see the lamps here easily, they're easily out of frame. So that could be a light map or some kind of bounding box that has the textures being bounced, or not bounced, but saved inside of it, which would allow that to occur. Some kind of light mapping. But RTX should be showing us a lot of red colors here, because, I mean, just standing back from this, the red colors should be coming through with all these lamps. And of course they've got the reflections of above, but does it occur as we swing back this way? So we have them here on the top right, near the mini-map, and as we move back, so they are there. It could be projections, not 100% on that. We see two lamps there. We see the exit sign and the screen over there, the ad, and they seem really desperate. I mean, not desperate, but disparate. I don't know. The reflections on this very reflective surface on the screen in front of us might be a little bit more accurate than what we're seeing here. The floor is definitely not showing any red light until we get over here. It seems very faint. You would expect a lot more red light from these lamps on the floor. So I'm thinking they're faking it. I really do think they're faking it. I'm like, you can see, almost see the letters from the 24 sign over here. You're standing back, it's in the middle of the screen. As you get closer, it starts spreading out. And then it's just yeah, I mean, whatever, I guess it's just I really do think they faked it in this game. It's not really ray tracing for that. It's not. It could be. I mean, it is adaptive. Pay here is interesting. I mean, it's just doing this neon effect. The lens flares, which is lens flares, whatever. It's just a screen effect. I mean, and the thing about, so 2000, 2001, Duke Nukem had reflections. You don't see a reflection of yourself until you go into camera mode. And then the reflection appears, right? And it's not really, it's glitchy as fuck. We're in camera mode right now. That is really bad. Not being able to see yourself in a mirror that something could do 20 years ago, 19, 20 years ago, is pretty bad. Pretty bad for a game that's supposed to be all about immersion and lighting and really good sets. The art's just on point. I mean, that's just really bad. This art is freaking cool. Really cool. I mean, they had different characters here earlier when I was in this load. They actually had both seats taken up. This art is... Just look at the patterns, the normals on all the cables, the chairs. I mean, seriously. Just look at that. That is gorgeous art. I'm starting to think that I mean, there's a lot of tuning to be done in this game. Just really pretty. I know these are off already. I've already tried to walk through them before. But you know, I think a lot of it's faked. It's not 100% there. So there is a patch coming out, and they have some RTX upgrades, and maybe that will change the game. But for now, and I really do like the reflections off the floor on these steps. That's just on point. It's really cool, except for the tiles that don't have reflection. They should have probably... I know they did that for possibly some variation. Just don't like it. Just don't like it how the purple disappears into these opaque blocks and you don't get any reflections off of it. It just rubs me wrong. So, you know, yeah, that's all I can say. And how it changes. Some is reflective and some isn't. It's like, is there water on this? They spill their beer? You can't tell. There's no indication. There's only the shine, how much it shines back at you. And then there's none on these tiles. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm flogging a dead horse on that one. Already talked about it enough. And then the chair, yeah, we already know that's messed up. There should be some purple shining across this. Of course, it's got some bright light on it. There's probably a point light here, or it's just going off an emissive. But having it be like this is garbage. I mean, all right. I think I'll just go out like that. I don't like all the light on the terminals. Typically, I mean, it'd all be lit up somehow. I think there's some kind of... Oh, wow. Look at this. There totally is. There's a volume here. You can see it on the stairs. There's a volume here that turns all the light down for these terminals to be able to be... Yeah. Oh, look at that reflection. That is totally ray tracing right there. But yeah, there's a volume here that turns the light down just for these terminals, which are non-functional at all. They're just there to be there. All right, I think I'm gonna just sign out of this, and it's a pretty long video. I'm sorry, but that's just kind of my RTX review so far. You can see I've been getting 50 some odd frames, and I'm running in the highest settings you can run. I'm in the best performance. I mean, not the highest settings. I'm not running in 4K, but I'm running in 1440, and I have everything set to max on a 3080. So I'm getting 50 frames. A lot of folks have been saying 60 frames is what you would get on a 10 like Intel CPU, an i10, whatever. No, I'm running an i7 8700. So, and I would expect most people to do that. So 51. I mean, this is a very taxing room. This is one of their more taxing rooms for doing that. I mean, I can step outside real quick. Yeah, and I get 40s out here at night. But I'm running at max settings on a 3080. This is the highest settings you can get. So your average with everything maxed on a 3080, this is a new gen card, you're gonna get 40s unless you have a higher end processor, which, you know, I may do, but low 40s, mid 40s.
Those with respiratory issues are advised to remain indoors.
I'm not going to analyze any of the Raytracing out here because, I mean, it looks good. See it in the reflection, but okay, I did analyze. But are these textures contiguous? So you're building in a reflection. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this
nature comes first. From the very first stage.
this room is really cool for checking out the reflections and the limitations on textures. How it changes across there. Look at that. It's sharper here, and it's blurred over here because of the reflectivity. And I guess an artist came through and just decided, hey, we'll make it more reflective here and not over there. Maybe they changed this to be some kind of T intersection of textures and or a plus sign or whatever, and one's more reflective than the other because they polished it more. I don't know. It just seems really janky to me, and it's offsetting, and it kind of really does throw me out of the game as if I wasn't here. It just breaks the realism of it. Right? You can see it cross with that. Oh wow, it changes reflectivity as the farther you get away. Is that some kind of LED thing? It's really strange. Yeah, you can totally see it across here. Where we have more reflective surfaces off to the side. Here. And then across here, all these paths, it's much more reflective. Alright, so I mean, I'm just showing you different things about the game. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here, and thank you all for watching the review. Yeah, it's kind of not quick, but just my kind of little consideration of it. I'll see you all around.